Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Tom and this is TomsToys95. In these videos I like to document my eBay journey with you guys and show you exactly what I bought, what I've sold and how much profit I've made throughout the week. So without further ado, I'm just going to get straight into this week's video. I'm a part-time eBay reseller and I like to sell things on the internet. It's as simple as that, and I just want to share this with you guys. So the first sale this week is a set of 4 Microsoft Xbox 360 games. And these are specifically for the Kinect. So we've got 4 games here. Now these are just various fodder that I've picked up over the last couple of years and they finally sold. They've been listed quite a while. I paid no more than 50p each, so say £2 for the bundle, and that has gone for £6.50 plus postage. So far this week we have had modest sales. There's nothing too great to shout about. There's one cool bundle coming up in a moment, but otherwise not a lot of profit going on here. The next sale are a bunch of notepads. These are A3 notepads with bumblebees and butterflies on them, and I bought these from Tesco in a clearance for £2. I just figured I could get a bit more than £2 for them, so those have gone for £7.70 plus postage to make it £10 all in. I picked up 4 bundles of these and this is the first one to sell, so it has taken a little while as I bought these in January and we're now in November, so I probably could have reduced them a little bit, but I've been stubborn and just left them up, and I've gone for £7.70. So that's almost covered all 4 bundles, so one more and I'm well into profit on those. They are just cheap things that just keep the store ticking over. The next one is a Call of Duty game on the PC. Now I picked this up for £1 from the car boot. It's really good condition. Came with the code on the back, which I'm not going to show, and it came with 2 discs and both, no scratches, all good condition. And I was almost tempted to keep that for myself and play it because I don't have a great PC, but I have one that can play like older games. But I thought, no, I'll pass it on. And unfortunately it's not worth a lot of money. I thought it'd be a lot more because it's the first game, but it only went for £3.50 plus postage, so a bit disappointing on that one, but sale nonetheless. Second to last one so far this weekend is this Call of Duty bundle on the Xbox 360. So this was purchased from a car boot in the summer, and the guy wanted £3 a game, which worked out at £21, and I put them back. And I think he was probably fed up of people putting them down because I got to the car boot quite late. So he said, out of curiosity, what would you offer for them? And I said, well, I don't want to insult you, but I'd only pay £1 for these. So £7. And he was like, go on then, I'll take them. So I was a bit shocked he sort of went from £21 to £7, but I'll take it. I think £1 each was fair. These have gone for a bit more than I would normally sell these for because there's a bundle, and I think at the time the new Call of Duty was coming out when I listed them, so I put them a bit higher, and these have gone for £29.99, but if I'd paid £21 there'd be no profit in that at all, so I made about £24 profit minus what I paid, so probably about £16 profit on this bundle, so pretty happy with that. They're all decent condition, there's no scratches, I didn't have to disc repair anything, so nice easy quick bundle to list. And the last game is this Marvel Superhero Squad Comic Combat. I believe this was a condition upgrade on my own collection. I think mine was missing the manual or something, so this was from CEX for £2 and that has sold for £7.49, but I forgot to put postage on this one, so it's probably an old listing. So that has gone for £7.49 plus postage, so after fees I won't make a lot of profit on this one, unfortunately. But so far, other than the notepads, just a bunch of video games, so we've only made 5 sales over the weekend. But my sort of run-in times are Saturday morning through to Friday night. So it's Monday now, we've still got 4 or 5 more days to make some sales. Last week I listed probably about 100 watches on my eBay store. So regardless of whether people want to buy those watches or not, there's 100 new listings that have gone onto my store over the course of the week. So I've been, feeding the algorithm, hopefully pleasing eBay, and with that, that's going to reward me with some extra sales. Now, I don't know whether this algorithm malarkey is actually a real, genuine thing or not. Resellers seem to say if you list consistently each day, you're going to boost your algorithm, boost your store. And whilst it does make sense, so I do digital marketing as a job, I do SEO, which is search engine optimization. And essentially, what that entails is just editing websites to try and make them rank well in the search engine. So when you make any search on Google, your website theoretically should appear as close to the top as possible. So our job is to try and help local businesses and beyond try and get to those positions. So similar with my job with eBay, you've got to do SEO on your titles, on your descriptions, and fill in all of your tags and stuff. So item specifics, and make sure all those are filled in. So that's what I try to do with all of my listings, just try and get as many things filled in as possible, as well as trying to compete with all the other sellers on there as well. So it can prove quite difficult. I don't always have time to list 10 items per day to try and feed the algorithm. However, As I just mentioned, I listed over 100 things last week, and I didn't all do it in one day. It was spread out over the week. So hopefully I'm going to continue with that so far up until pretty much Christmas is over, or Q4 is over, which is usually about the 2nd to 3rd week of December. Once the posted runs for Christmas end, that's pretty much it. Your sales will just drop off until the new year. So I'm just going to keep listing, keep being consistent, and see what we can do. But until then, I'm just going to be patient now, try and make a few more listings on eBay, which I will go through with you later on in the video, try and wait for some more sales, and when I get some more sales, I will update you as we go. I'm going to kick the week off after those few sales with some listings. Now I'm just trying to boost the algorithm and just get as many items listed as I can. There won't be much buying this week, if any, because I just want to get as much stock shifted in my garage as possible, ready for next year, and then hopefully I can fit it up again. But until then, I can't add any more stuff to it really until a lot of it is cleared. So I just need to get as much stock listed as possible. So I bought in a box, which I think is a somewhat realistic amount that I can get photographed in the next hour or so. I'm going to try and photograph as much as I can and then list it throughout the week. So I'm going to go through that box now. So I've picked out fairly high value items, or items that I think are going to sell for Christmas. So we've got a raincoat, which is, I believe, a trespass coat. Now I think this was like £6.50 or something from the charity shop. I haven't seen this in a little while, so I don't know how much I paid for it, but it wasn't more than like £5 or £6. So that's going to be listed, as it's winter and autumn coming up, so it's very cold at the moment, so that should sell quite quickly. I picked up these in the summer sale, and these cost me £10 each. So I'm going to be listing these Rangers football shirts. Now, I probably won't get too much for these. They're last season's sort of end of line shirts, but they're all brand new with tags. Hopefully get about 20-25 quid for those. This has been returned once. It was gifted to me by a friend, and I didn't see, but somewhere on the arm it's been stitched up and there's like a flaw on it. So I need to double check that before I list it, and obviously put that in the listing going forward, that it does have some damage. But this is a Carhartt jumper. I think it's like lamb's wool, so it's actually quite a good jumper. I listed it and sold it for 65 quid, and then someone pointed out the flaw and sent it back. So I need to make sure that that flaw is obviously noted in the photographs. I've got this Mercedes-Benz t-shirt, so a lot of the clothing is free to list till December, so I'm going to try and get as much of the clothing listed as possible. So there's just a random band shirt that was mine there, and then all these dresses are, I believe, quite good brands. We've got like Joe Brown's dresses and stuff in here, so those can all get listed maybe for Christmas parties or something. Those might sell, but partly I'm listing these just to try and shift them before Christmas, as it's free listings. Now the rest of the stuff, again, we've got a hoodie, so it's coming up to autumn. Well, we're in autumn, it's coming up to winter, so it's getting colder, so everyone wants nice jumpers and hoodies and things like that. So this was £3 from the car boot, and it's the Boohoo Official Man, and it's still got the tag, size medium, quite a cool jumper, but it doesn't fit me, so I'm going to be listing that. Someone pointed out on my eBay store that the Shadow of Mordor disc was in the Shadow of War game, which I advertised as Shadow of War, so I'm going to be listing the disc only, and the steelbook on its own. So I might get maybe like 8 to 10 quid for the steelbook, and probably like £3 or £4 for the disc. Now, this is a failed investment so far. I picked up a load of Switch games last year, and they're all download only codes. They're all brand new and sealed. There's a code inside and you can download the game, and then you get a collectible case. So I picked up all these in the sale for between £3 and £5 on Game and various other websites, and I listed them as a job lot bundle for £200, which would have made me around about £120 profit. I think I paid like £80 for the whole stack, and I lowered it till I got to about 150 quid, and I thought by the time that I've actually posted it and took my fees off, I'm only going to be left with about £120, and I thought that's not a lot of profit. So I put it on Facebook for 160 collection, and nobody wanted it. Someone eventually got in touch and they let me down. So what I'm going to be doing with these is selling them all individually. A lot of these I can't find online anymore, so I think I could probably get about £8 per game, so after fees maybe a £5. So if I can go through and get a £5 on this whole stack, I think there's 23 or 25 in total. So I'm going to go through and just photograph all of them. And if I can get 120, maybe 150 quid individually, then it's better than listing it as a bundle. And lastly, these trains are annoying me because I listed these, or at least photographed them, and I've even skewed them. I've put like the numbers on there and stuff. And for whatever reason, they're not on my store, and the photos aren't on my camera roll, so those need rephotographing. But these are going for around about £30 to £35 each. So there's easily 120 quid worth of money there, so I want to get those listed as soon as possible. And I've just noticed one more thing. I'm probably going to sell this on behalf of my girlfriend, but there's a Ted Baker bag here she's had for quite a while, and it's still brand new with the tags, so that's going to be photographed and listed soon. Right then, all of these have been photographed and bagged up and they're ready to be listed. I've written down all the specifications and measurements and stuff on a piece of paper so I can just get them listed later in the week. And all of these have been photographed also, so successful day. There's probably like 12 clothing items, the bag 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then about 20 odd games. So I'd say at least 40 items there, so very happy with that. Morning guys, it's Tuesday. I've made an additional 6 orders and I'm going to go and pick them now before work. I've got all yesterday's stuff packed and posted ready, but there's another 6, and tomorrow on my lunch break I need to get a haircut, so I can't really be running to the post office, so I'm going to do it all today instead. As I usually post Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday and then maybe Thursday this week. But anyway, I'm going to go grab the 6 things now. My car's running, it's cold, it's frosty, there's a big delivery van outside, so I apologise if I get any background noise. But yeah, let's just get straight on with it. Up first, we've got a blue Kaibo watch. Now this has sold for £29.50 and it's number 1, so it should be in this bottom corner. Here we are. So it's a duck egg blue watch and it should light up just like that. So this came from the watch bundle and owes me about a tenner, and it's gone for £29.50. Up next, I've got 2 of these Super Mario coaster sets. They've gone for £7.98, so £3.99 each plus postage, and they are just basically coasters. You get 20 in there, and they're just little novelty items. These were £1.20 from Morrison's last year in the clearance. Since the game's been remastered about 3 times, the value's dropped heavily on this game, but The Last of Us Remastered, this is the PlayStation Hits version, this has gone for £6.90. I paid the tenner for this, but this did come with the sleeve, which I sold for £23, so I'm already in profit, so this is just pure profit now. Whilst we're in here, Atelier Rorona on the PS3 has sold for £15.95. This was a £12 or £10 CEX purchase. I think it comes with a manual. It's one of those more obscure games that I bought to try and flip for a higher price, and whilst I did do that, there's not really much profit in it, but these games are quite obscure. If you see anything from NIS America, pick it up. It's always a good brand to look out for. Most of the time these games hold their value massively. We've sold another one of the Wales home shirts, this time in a size large, which actually conveniently is the first one I picked out, which is fantastic. So we've sold one of these. That was £10 from JD and that went for £17. And the last item to sell was this W10, I think. AMG Petronas F1 car, Lewis Hamilton, and that is from Maisto Tech HR. This is £10 in the game sale. Now it is brand new. The only reason it was £10 is because it was heavily damaged. Should have been about 30 quid, and this has gone for £22.50. Obviously it's got the box damage, but the car itself is really good condition, and it comes with the remote as well, so not a bad flip. So those are the 6 sales. I'm going to get all those wrapped at work and I'm going to take them to the post office on my lunch break. So we've sold probably about 11 things so far this week. There's still 3 days to go, so fingers crossed all my listing has been paying off because I've got 3 days to make some sales. Hey guys, it's Wednesday. I posted all my parcels yesterday. I've made I think 5 or 6 sales, but I'm going to post those tomorrow now. So I haven't got to do anything on my lunch break today. So I went for a haircut, as you can see, and I've just got to a charity shop. I wanted to pop to a little retail outlet to get a drink and something to eat. And there's a Sue Ryder charity shop, so I'm going to pop in. There's probably nothing. It's usually very, very expensive. And I don't really like going in there because of the expense, and there's not really anything good anyway. Even if it was a good price, I'm happy to pay up if it's something decent. But there's usually never anything good in there anyway. But we're going to go have a look. So we're going to kick the charity shop off with these nice pair of Nike trainers. They're really clean, and I saw the price and put them back immediately. They were real, but I think brand new with the box they only go for about 60 quid. So I wasn't going to touch those, especially without the box. I was looking for some good plushes or jelly cats, couldn't really see anything. I did end up picking a few out. I never seem to find any jelly cats or anything of decent value when it comes to plushes, so I tend to avoid them. But there's quite an obscure one here that still had the tags. That is a Lang & Sons, I believe. Only £2.50. There was nothing else of great value in here. There was one more teddy that I picked out, which I'll show you at the end, but I don't think it's in the video. Then we move on to the abysmal DVD and video game section. Now there was a stack of Wii games there I forgot to put in the video, but there's nothing in there. And then here there's just a load of generic titles. The F1 games are okay, but they're not worth anything. These DS games were absolutely shocking. Not a single decent game in sight. All absolute fodder, no more than 50p each, so I left those. Those were £2 each, believe it or not. Then we move on to the jackets, few decent brands, few decent coats, all of them 15 or 20 quid. That one's 20, it's a bit blurry. And then I quite like this jacket, I thought that would be a winner, and then I looked at the price label and it was 20 quid, so I put that back. £5.50 for a Primark jumper in a size small. This was decent, kids extra large boys, £3.50, retro England shirt. Right guys, I've just got back to work from my haircut and I got a couple of things in the charity shop. It was very slim pickings, nothing great. A few not impulsive purchases, but I felt like I wanted to get something for the video. So I picked up 2 bears. These are £2.50 each. Now the first one I couldn't find much online. One came back really expensive and similar ones were quite cheap, but I think this brand is quite a good brand. So this is Lang's. So it's Richard Lang and Co. or something, or Richard Lang and Sons. So I don't really know the price on this one. I'll just make one up, but it was £2.50. So I reckon at least 10 to 15 on that one. It's still got the tag on it as well, so I might be able to get a little bit more for that. So hopefully that's a good brand. Some bears can be really expensive, so it is worth looking through them, but a lot of them are just quite cheap. No jelly cats or anything like that at all. And this is a brand I've sold before, so I know it's worth about £10, and this was £2.50 as well. But I did spot the TUI logo, which is like the airplane sort of holiday company. So I don't know if this is some sort of promotional item, but this is Russ Bears, which it says Huggy Bear, and it made exclusively by Russ for the world of TUI, so I was right with that one. But yeah, Russ is a good brand. I've sold this before, so probably about £10 to £12 on that one. And most of the clothes are really overpriced. This is a kid's size, but this is a retro 2010 England shirt, so it might not sell too well now, but when the Euros come on, or the Nations League, whenever England are back playing football regular, especially in the summer, then this will sell really well. At the moment, probably like a tenner, maybe 15 quid. It's good condition, and it's quite a big kid size, so maybe like an extra small adults. But when the football's back on, easily £20. And then the last thing, I don't know whether I'll re-gift this or whether I will sell it, but this is a set of golf club pens, bit of novelty, £2.75, not worth too much, but they're actually quite cool and pretty good quality. So if I just quickly open it up, and I'll just get one out as an example. 2 out of the 3 have got the nubs on the end, so they're like brand new, so one might have been used, which is a bit of a annoying thing when you're trying to sell it, but pretty cool. Obviously right with the end. They're quite good quality. It is just novelty tap, but I thought for £2.75 I might be able to sell that for like £8 to £10. Or I'm sure I can find a friend or someone that likes golf that I can just give it as a gift. So I just thought for £2.75, not a bad purchase. So £11.25 spent in total. Not a bad little haul. Should be able to get about 35 quid back. Morning guys, it's Thursday and I've just been to a networking event. I picked my orders late last night and one thing has sold this morning which I didn't have time to grab. So unfortunately that will have to be later on in the video. However, I've got 7 items with me that I picked last night and I didn't want to go in the garage this morning. It was very cold. So I've got ready for my networking event, come over, and I'm going to head back to work now, and then I'm going to get these wrapped and hopefully posted before the end of today. I won't be able to do it when I get back to work because my lunch break will be over. However, I do plan on getting that posted before the end of the day is up. So I finish at 5, post office shuts at 5:30, and it's about a 5-minute walk. So hopefully if I can get these wrapped and posted within about 15 minutes, then I'll get there before it shuts. Without further ado, enough waffling, let's get into the sales. So a couple of cheap items, but then there's a few in here that are actually really good sales. So that's kind of helped boost up the numbers. So the first one is Back for Blood on the Xbox One and is a disc only. And it's only gone for £3.25, but it's a cheap game. I think it cost me £5 from CEX with the Steelbook. Steelbook's been listed separately. I saw it the other day actually for £5.70 plus postage, and the disc was £3.25. Probably not worth selling, to be honest, but I am a Steelbook fiend, and when that came out a few years ago, it was a really nice Steelbook. Now, unfortunately the game dropped and plummeted in price really quickly, so it's been about £5 for the last year and a half now, but it's always a nice Steelbook to look out for. But that's gone for £3.25. The next one, another cheap sale, is this Nintendo DS game. Picked this up from a guy at Car Boot, and he had loads of empty DS boxes. It was a house clearance, and I was rummaging through to try and find where the person would have stored all their games. There was a Nintendo DS case, and I opened it up, and sadly no cartridges in there. But I did him a really good deal for, well, I know he did me a really good deal. I think it was like £2 or £3 for a stack of 30 empty cases. Most of them had the manuals, a few good games in there, so I might be able to sell those at some point. This was one of the only games in the bundle though that I think he wanted 50p for. So there's a couple of games of cartridges, so I think I only paid 50p. Never seen this game before. It's a bit of a strange one for me because it's got a dark grey / black sticker on the cartridge, which is almost like the American style way of doing it, but it is a PAL UK copy, but it's only worth £2.95, so hasn't gone for much at all. Hadn't seen it before, thought it might be like a bit of an obscure game, not worth a lot. The next one is this Legend of Zelda Ganondorf figure. This is from Jack's Pacific and it's World of Nintendo. I picked this up from a little sort of geeky shop that's just popped up in my town centre not too long ago, and it was £10, so I paid up for it. They retailed about £4.99, £5 wherever you go, but I haven't seen these for a while. I already have one in my collection, so I bought these to resell. I didn't have any signal at the time, so I bought two for £10 each. And when I got home and when I got round to listing them, people had these as cheap as £12.99. So I wasn't expecting to make much profit on these, but I put it as a strong price, £21.30 it sold for plus postage. So someone's paid about £24 all in, I think, or £25. So I put it at a strong price, but it's finally sold. So I say finally, it's only been listed a couple of months, but the first few on there were all really cheap. But I was, you know, adamant that I was going to make some profit on this one. So I left it at a high price and it's finally gone. The next one, let's go with the Irish shirt. So this is a British and Irish rugby league shirt. I believe this cost me £2 or £3 from a charity shop. Size large men's, and that's only gone for £7. Rugby shirts don't do too well for me, but I have picked up a few in the past and some of them have gone for quite good money. They never sell as well or strongly as football shirts do, so they do linger for a while, and that is one of them. So I probably won't be picking that up again in a hurry, but I paid £3 and that sold for £7. The next one is another pack of these Mario coasters. Now this is the same one that the woman returned. I did a video on it. It was ripped anyway, and I think I put in the photos it's ripped. The condition is no different to how I sent it, so I just listed it as is. And that's gone for £3.99. I paid £1.20 for these from Morrison's in the clearance. And up next then we got two good sales, so I'll do the cheaper one first. So that is these Nike Air Max. Now I sold these for £25 plus postage, and I listed them for 30, sent an offer out, and someone accepted it. Now these were £4.99, £5 from the charity shop in last week's episode. Listed them pretty quickly and they have sold already, so very happy with that. So within 2 weeks of, or 10 days of buying them, listing them, cleaning them, etc., they've sold, so really happy with that. Usually footwear for me does okay, but it takes a while to sell, so I'm glad that those have sort of gone in and out. But really good condition, genuine, and £20 profit on that one. And the last thing that sold was another pair of these dense gloves. Sold these the other week as well, and I've had them a while, got them for £3 from TK Maxx in the clearance. Someone sent me an offer for 45 for the first pair, which I took, and they go for around about 50 to 60 quid on their website. And someone sent me a lowball offer. I say lowball, but it's still a decent offer, but I had them listed for 50 and someone sent me an offer for 25. So I countered with 45. I wasn't going to decline it just in case, but I countered with 45. I expected them to come back with 35 or maybe 40, and they accepted. So that's gone for 45 quid as well. So I'm buzzing with that. So 90 quid off 2 pairs of gloves that I paid £21 for 7 pairs. So I've got 5 pairs left. So really, really good on the gloves. Sorry, the recorded ended due to full storage on my phone, which I keep having problems with. I'm just constantly deleting stuff. But that's my cue to shut up and stop talking. So that's everything that I've sold, and I'm going to get those wrapped and posted today, and I'll check in tomorrow with the rest of the sales for the week. Hey guys, and it's Saturday morning, and it's a bit of a throwback. I haven't been recording in my kitchen for a long time. But anyway, I've only got 2 sales to go over, so there's no point me going in the game room and setting everything up just to do 2 items. There is a third item which I've already posted, and I forgot to record some footage for it, and that is a Mickey Mouse mug. So it sold just as I was leaving for work yesterday, so I went and grabbed it, took it with me, and then when I got to work I just didn't have time or forgot to record a segment. But it's a Mickey Mouse mug. I paid £1 for it from the car boot, and it's like a Disney store official mug, tall ceramic coffee mug, and that went for £16.25 plus postage, making it £20 all in. So really good deal on that one. The two items we got left are quite cheap items and they've been lingering for a while, so in that sense I'm happy they're gone, but in terms of profit, not a lot. So we've got these grey and sort of green like court tennis shoes. I think they're a size 5 or 6 UK, so they're not a big size, and as a result they've only gone for £5. Now I paid £2 for these from the car boot probably about 2-3 years ago, and they've just been lingering for a while. I'm surprised they've gone so cheap. They're really good condition, but they're obviously just not fashionable trainers that people want. So those have gone for a £5. And the last one is I picked these up from TK Maxx for, I think they were £4 each, and they were in a clearance. So these are a Barcelona hat. They were selling for something like £12 each, and they were put in the sale for £6 and then in the clearance for £4. So I bought a lot of these, and I ended up selling most of them at the car boot for about £8 each or a tenner each. But on eBay they've just been lingering and haven't really sold, so this has finally gone for £8.99. I think I've sold 1 or 2 on eBay before. I think I bought 6 or 7 in total, but yeah, I've still got like 3 or 4 left when I picked this out. So I'm surprised they've taken so long. They are genuine, they are official. It's a nice Barcelona sports hat, but unfortunately it's just not gone for a lot of money. So £8.99 on that one, £5 on the shoes, and now it's time to go over the results and round up the week. Hello guys, it's now Monday, the week has been concluded and I've posted all of the parcels this morning on my lunch break. So it's time to go over the results for the week. So in total I sold 22 items, which is not bad. The best week this year has been 30 items, so not too far away there in terms of sales and individual items. Gross sales was £351.13, which is pretty good. Fees was £57.91 and the postage was £52.90. The cost to buy was quite high this week. There's quite a few high value items in there, so that cost me £95.59 in total for all of those items. But from that I've received an overall profit of £144.73. So quite happy with that. It's well above the £100 mark that I set myself. Getting towards Christmas, I'd like it to be a little bit more. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and be like that's amazing, because you know Q4 should be really busy, so I'd like it to be a bit busier. Hopefully there's a couple more weeks before Christmas where I can actually, get some maybe £200 profit weeks. But it is what it is, as I always like to say. So £144 is still a decent price, and if I take away the cost to buy, which is already accounted for, that's like over £200 going into my bank account, so can't really argue with that. The profit's decent for what I've sold. So yeah, onwards and upwards. So last couple of weeks of Q4 then, so I've got quite a few items still to list. Now I'm not going to fool myself, they're not all going to get listed by Christmas, but I am trying hard to get as much listed as I can, listing daily, just to try and boost the algorithm, boost some sales and get as much as I can online for Christmas. Now I would say anything that's not listed by the sort of first week or second week of December, no chance of selling for Christmas. It's already too late really, but there, there's a few items I could list this week that might sell the week after. So it's still worth listing, but next year I need to be more prepared. Every year I say that, and you can never be too prepared. Or no matter how much preparation you put in, you're always still going to find stuff that's unlisted. That's just the nature of the beast. But I have tried hard to focus on stuff that's either going to sell or of value. So rather than just posting or listing little scrappy bits and cheap things, I'm trying to actually list stuff that either people are going to want for Christmas or things that are valuable and expensive, hence why I've listed all of those watches. There's some good action figures I've listed recently. There's some trains that I've listed which are worth quite a lot of money. So I'm trying to list stuff of value that's hopefully going to sell. So if we can sell some of those items by Christmas, then we'll be laughing in terms of profit. But either way, £144 overall, can't complain. That is everything for this week. If you are new around here, please consider subscribing. I've looked at the statistics and about 70% of people aren't subscribed. So if you got this far and you're not subscribed, please subscribe, like the video, comment down below, anything like that. It all helps the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I was trying to do it before the end of the year. It's not unrealistic, but we've got about a month to go. So if anyone is new around here, please consider subscribing for more videos similar to this. I also collect video games, so I'll be doing CEX game hunting, shopping videos, looking for stuff to sell on eBay, car boot videos, and collection updates. So stick around for that. Otherwise, thanks again, and I'll see you on the next video.